That's Keisha Ross, a neighbor, describing her interaction with Rudy Farias. He seemed like he was always under the influence of something. Well, why was that? Why was that? And joining us now from Los Angeles, California, forensic psychiatrist, trial expert witness, columnist of Inside the Criminal Mind, and best-selling author, Dr. Carole Lieberman. Dr. Carole Lieberman, your thoughts tonight about the allegations that are floating around regarding this mother and reporting your child missing for 8 years. He's at home. He's seemingly under the influence and perhaps involved with his mother in a way that mothers and children should not be involved with one another.
Yes. You know, if you look at the timeline, when he was 13 years old, first of all, he lost his half-brother in a motorcycle accident, and that was very traumatic for him. Then in 2014, when he was 16, his father committed suicide, and his father was a Houston police officer. Then he left, or, he supposedly left, became missing a year later, and then he, returned. In my experience, now granted, we all know like very confusing information, contradictory information, all of that, but from my experience with families where there's abuse and so on, a lot of times when the father dies, mothers take their sons as substitutes, as sexual substitutes. And I think that there was something, some abuse, some physical abuse, sexual abuse, and of course emotional abuse going on during those 8 years. And his cousin had said that when he went away missing, even though he was 17 technically at the time, that he was really like a 10-year-old because he had psychological problems. He had problems from seeing his half-brother die. And on the missing poster, it said he had PTSD and depression and anxiety, and his cousin said that he was like a 10-year-old. His mind was like a 10-year-old. So this all speaks to a young man who was very easily controlled, plus, of course, the drugs. So I think she was, hiding him for nefarious reasons.
Dr. Carole Lieberman, the manipulation part of all of this and the manipulating people and raising money, 1,000 here, 1,000 there, getting a trip here, a trip there, GoFundMe, all of that. Is someone wired that way when they're born? Or does something happen to you? How do you end up that way?
Well, it is sociopathic. She probably has excuses for why she is doing this, why she did it. Part of it is for attention. So, we don't know the extent really yet of everything that she did, but it's really not looking good.
Judy Ho, Dr. Carole Lieberman, appreciate your help tonight. Thank you so much.